I am recording. What's up? What am I doing? Well, my day is not over. I'm about halfway through my day today. And the second half of the day, let's hope, is a little bit lucrative because I enjoy being financially stable. What I'm about to do is prepare myself a meal. But what you will also see in this video is I don't know, I'm gonna be in a creative zone, and I kind of want you to be with me in that process. So stay tuned for that. If you're wondering what I'm making myself, it's gonna be a chicken soup. Thing about chicken is I'm super paranoid because my mother, who can cook her ass off, she beat it into my head that when you work with poultry, you gotta be careful because of salmonella. So I am very paranoid when working with chicken, and I want to make sure. So I'm gonna bring you along as I do this. Stay tuned. Defrosting chicken is a total B word. You know we're gonna bring that to a boil, right? You can't hear it. At least I don't think you can. But I got some tunes playing in the background. I got this French musician. He goes by the title or moniker or name, whatever the Lindekis. That is ILIN. There's an apostrophe somewhere in there, but then DECIS. I'm not really sure where the apostrophe is in that one. So I've got cactus, some spinach, onion, whatever this is, and some cilantro. So I'm gonna cut all these up and I'm gonna throw them in the pot because I want to pretend like I'm a chef, and I think that's something a chef would do. So stay tuned because I promise we're going to get into that creative space here very soon. I just need to cut this up. Yo, straight up, when you're cutting shit, my mama taught me, gotta curl your fingers in just like that, so that way you don't have to really worry about, God! No, I'm just kidding. That way you don't really have to worry about, cutting your fingers. And my mom, she told me because she learned from experience. By the way, this shit is dull as, I don't know, something that's dull. Also, a little, what's it called that comes before the entree? I forget what that's called. I know dessert comes after the entree. But whatever comes before the entree, I'm eating it in the shape of a banana. Earlier I mentioned the tunes that were accompanying me in the background today as I prepared my meal. The name again was Lindekis, but more specifically, I thought about it as I was thinking about whether or not I should put spinach in the boiling process of this chicken broth that I'm about to make. Then I thought, well, the spinach doesn't really last a long time, and when you buy spinach, there's a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I hate to waste stuff, and I hate stuff to go to waste. So I'm just gonna throw spinach in there. The name, as I was getting ready to tell you, the name of the collection of songs that I'm listening to by Lindekis, the name of the album, oh my god, it's called Plethora. So if you haven't heard it, it's about 39 minutes long. It's got some really dope songs in there, beautiful artwork. There was a lot of people that collabed. Well, I don't know. I mean, the album itself, it's like a visual album, so you could find it on YouTube, Lindekis, and then you just look for Plethora, and I really advise you to go check it out. If you haven't checked it out, it's really beautiful. It's really a cool thing to just like, if you are into whatever healthy habits you're into, if you need some like interesting music, I wouldn't necessarily say it's peaceful music. It's definitely got a lot going on to their songs, to his songs. But anyways, this album has a visual component to it, which is pretty interesting. It kind of tells a story, which is not too crazy. Ooh, say mama kusa. All right, I'm gonna continue cooking. Check back with you soon. If your water is boiling out of control, don't be an idiot. Lower it. All right, so we are here in my bedroom because I am what you might call a bedroom artist. Yeah, you've heard of recording artists. You've heard of bedroom artists, bedroom recording artists. Uh, so insecure I am. But I really shouldn't be. I just want to be great, and I need to believe that I am great. Because if I don't believe that I'm great, then I'm not gonna be great. So, I'm bringing you into a very vulnerable process, I think, for me. Um, I'm gonna try to write some song lyrics. I'm gonna try to create, and we'll see how that goes, I guess. Um, this is a weird process, the field of entertainment is a very I don't know, just so much to do if you're going into the field of entertainment. There's not just one thing. There's so many different things that you can do. And so I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. But maybe I think the piano might have something to do with it. And so I mean, I'm a pretty passionate person, um, and I'm a sensitive person, so I feel things deeply. And so if I feel things deeply, I should probably try to channel that. Into some music. So um, it would honestly be better to do it this way than to eat my feelings, which is what I've been doing a lot. I've really been eating my feelings. And for anyone who doesn't know what I mean by that, it's like when your logical brain is telling you you don't need to be doing that, you don't need to be eating this, but you do it anyway. That's emotional eating. Because our emotions overtake our logical reasoning. Because our emotions tend to get away from us sometimes. So today, I was listening to some of the work. What an interesting way to say it, huh? The work of, because when I think of work, I think of a 9 to 5, but I guess technically what I'm doing can be considered work too, right? Oh, hold on. I hear my broth boiling over. All right. It's tricky getting that boiling point at just the right spot, but as I was playing, it's just kind of weird to me. So I hope to continue to get better and continue to practice and and just kind of mess around, I guess. So let's try to make a song, I guess. Let's try to channel my emotions and my feelings. This is going to be a new process for me. I don't normally share this, but I'm fighting the fear. You know, I'm fighting the fear, which is a good thing. You know, it's good to fight the fear until you figure out that you know, it's a cliche, right? The fear. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Here's the key. Here's the term that everyone loves to use: imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. Well, if it's a real thing, which I doubt it is, but if it's a real thing, then just by the sounds of it, just from what I've heard from people, it's when you are in a field or something and people don't feel like it. To be honest, from what I've heard of people, and like I apologize, like I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm just speaking my thoughts and my opinions here. And also, you don't know me, I don't know you. So how can you have your feelings hurt? To be real, imposter syndrome is kind of dumb. Because it's someone saying, "Oh, I'm not a professional. I'm not good because I know what good is, and I'm not that." You know what I mean? And it's like, how how? I guess is the question that comes to mind. Like, how are you gonna feel like that when you're already doing it? It comes across to me as someone who's just like faking it, like someone who's just like, because the people that I've heard talk about it are good, but then they say they don't feel good, and I just kind of feel like that's gaslighting in a way. They're gaslighting any potential negativity that might come their way. And to be honest, that's not going to stop the negativity from coming. Like me, like I'm just messing around on the keyboard and I'm having thoughts and I'm trying to be creative, and it's not like I'm feeling any sort of imposter syndrome. If anything, I'm like, yeah, this is like music shit. Like if like I could allow myself to be like, oh, stop and quit and not even do this. But then what would be the alternative? Not doing this? Like we only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. So I might not know what it means to be a musician. I might not know what it means to compose a great piece of art. But then that's kind of people need to humble themselves when they say that they have imposter syndrome, because who says it's up to you to create a work of art? Like who it's not, so there's no obligation. Like there's no obligation. I get it if you want to create a work of art, like a brilliant masterpiece, but then don't go around being like, I feel like I have imposter syndrome. No, this is the challenge. Is coming up with something that the masses are going to adore. And when it comes to music, like there's only 8 notes in a key. And it's like, and like if you want to include the sharps, if you want to include the accidentals, then 16, I guess, right? So it's like there's only ever been 16 notes. Let's not make things more complicated than it has to be, because I can already hear someone saying like, well, there are such things as notes in between the notes, and it's like, okay, yeah, bitch, but no one's playing that on a keyboard. No one's playing that on a piano, And it's like, yeah, I guess so, but why would you want to make things more complicated? And let's be real, those people are just hating anyways. So you can agree with me or you can not agree with me. But if you don't agree with me, you probably have imposter syndrome. Because here's the other thing too. This is the only life we have to live. And so if you want to, whatever you're doing, if you want to do it, then who gives a fuck about imposter syndrome? You want to do it, just do it. Like you're doing it already. If you're that worried about, or if you're that affected by imposter syndrome, do something else. Because then whatever you're doing is not for you. It's just, what an interesting term, like imposter syndrome. And then the fact that it's become so, like, I don't know, like, is it, again, I'm just talking here, I don't fucking know, but is that a term that's being taught in academia? It's been a while since I've been in academia, and I do not plan on going back. So I don't know. That was a cool chord. And I just stumbled upon it right now. messing around with just accidentals. That's a cool chord, isn't it? Let's try it. Let's hit it again. Let's take it with an octave higher. That's an interesting chord. Music theory is just that. It's just a theory. There is no guarantees. And let's be real, I'm not one of these people who are. I'm not a. How do I want to say this? Let me take a second here, because you look at the people who are making money doing music, right? You gotta wonder, are they actually musicians, or are they just entertainers? Because entertainers can take the form, like you can be an entertainer in anything. It doesn't have to be music. But these are all thoughts and opinions of a not educated person. Let me go check on my broth. I'll be back. Haha, my broth. I'm going to add a little bit of Yoshinoya, a sponsorship plug. Yeah, they're sponsoring this. I'm getting paid to promote them. A Yoshinoya fucking little, it's like, what's it called? It's shichimi spice, which is basically red pepper, sesame seeds, citrus peel, and dried seaweed. And then I'm also going to take one of these secret ingredients. You know how it comes with a packet. Then take that packet, put like half of it in there. Gonna let that boil because I'm still working on this broth. Okie dokie. So, I love chords. Interesting. Whoa. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I was wondering where that came from. I don't know if you could hear it, but where did that come from? And I figured it out. It was, I changed keys unintentionally. The cool thing about music is it really is all just based on sound. Yeah, there's a theory, but it's a theory, you know? Different people have their own interpretations of it. And the cool thing is, it just comes down to sound. You know, your ear. What do you like? What sounds good to you? So I'm not really sure about anything. To be honest, during this process, I've been trying to come up with lyrics, and there's been some cool little nuggets that I've found in there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to this back, and I'm just gonna like pull stuff from what I've been talking about, and try to like compile it into what I think would be a cool song. Which is why I'm kind of just riffing, just kind of talking about whatever I might be feeling. Gonna take a sip of water. Hold up. This coffee mug says, "My success is inevitable, and I am always on the right path." And if you're wondering, yes, I did get my MBA in manifestation. Thank you for the gift. I'm feeling all right. I'm not feeling depressed. I'm feeling a little bit anxious, but not because of any immediate circumstances. Just kind of the situation that I'm in, my life situation, has me a little bit anxious. See, I haven't always been so healthy. And it's kind of hard for me to admit that I'm healthy now because it takes work to be healthy. And when there's other factors in life, our personal health tends to take a back seat. And if you're asking me why I think that is, which you are, because we haven't really, I think our generation has a lot of cons to it in terms of like things other generations have done better. But I think one of the pros of this generation, millennials, I'm a 30-year-old millennial, is we understand we're very aware of mental health. It's a thing. We're aware of it, and I don't think it's ever been at the risk of being stupid and dumb, which I am. It's never been. I mean, just if we're talking about generations, I think the millennial generation is the most aware of mental health that there's ever been. Like, is is that wrong? Like, you've been having this buildup of psychologists, different types. Like, I could rattle some off, but you probably haven't heard of like Martha Linham, right? You probably haven't heard of Jung, who did some work in adult development. You probably haven't heard of Abraham Maslow, right? Of course, everyone's heard of Sigmund. What's his name? Dr. Freud. Dr. Freud. What was his full name? I forget his full name. I was gonna say Sigmund. I can't even say that. I don't even know these people's names. Sigmund and Freud. But you know Dr. Freud, right? With everybody, every male wants to kill his dad and fuck his mother. Yeah, that guy. Here's the thing about imposter syndrome. It sucks. I get it. I understand. It's dumb. Stupid. It's really, really dumb because it keeps us from living our lives. And you can spend years fucking feeling like you're a dumbass. Like, fucking feeling, oh shit, I dropped my banana. See, I'm a dumbass. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth feeling like an imposter if you're just not going to do anything with your life. Figure out where that's coming from. Because I'll tell you this, life is beautiful. Life is worth it. But you have to work to make it worth it. Ooh, that was a good bass. That was a really good bass. There's a lot of time in a day. I'm sure you've heard of this breakdown before, but for the common person, for the civilian, you have 8 hours of work, you have 8 hours of free time, and you have 8 hours of sleep. That's the trifecta, right? But it doesn't feel like that because you have to prep for your, because different people have different, they break it up differently. I know that there are some people who they, when they break it up, they it's not 8 hours of work because the work itself, yeah, is 8 hours, but you have to get ready for work. That takes, I don't know, depending on who you are, could take it for, I don't know, but that's time away from free time, you know, and so it's not really 3 and 3 and 3, but that's the kind of way you look at it. You look at it like that's work, this is me time, and so like it's tough to it's tough to to care about your mental health when you have so much other stuff going on, when there's other factors going on, or just health in general. Like how many, like when it comes to health, there's just so many there's just so many factors to what it means to be a self-actualized person. You want, here's the realness, it's not just three things. It's probably, I can think of two more things that go into an adult life. Like we also all want to be happy. That's in the Constitution. Again, I'm stupid, so I'm probably wrong, but isn't it in there where every man has the right to pursue happiness, right? So like there's that factor also. You got to pursue happiness. And I've been blessed because, well, give me a second. Let me think about this. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some personal shit because I'm trying to be creative here and I'm trying to come up with like song lyrics, and this is a very vulnerable thing, so I'm going to be vulnerable for a second. So I'm going to talk about the kind of situation that I'm living in. It's great. Like I'm really in a really good situation that not a lot of people get to be in, and I haven't really done much with it. And so what I'm doing now are steps towards doing something with it. I was talking about factors. There's happiness, there's an income, and usually work, profession, passion, all those fall into income. You have happiness, you have income, you have family, right? And then you have personal health, right? So in my eyes, there's four. There's four factors that go into a person's life. Here's the other cool thing about music, is that, and this is the cool thing about like anything in general, like, did you guys hear what I just did right there? Okay, so these notes that I'm playing right here, right? I'm not using these fingers, it's just my pinky and my thumb, right? So, where am I? Right? But then if I switch it up, middle finger, index finger, and thumb, it's a totally different feel. Let me play it a different way. There's that note, right? Ooh, ooh. And then there's, So that has a feel to it. That note has a feel to it. And that note has a feel to it. Right? So if I play them in succession, 1, 2, 3. One more time. Let's add a little rhythm to it. That's a totally different feel than these notes. Right? Boom, immediately. I know you heard the difference right there. Immediately, it sounded a little sad. It sounded a little spicy sad is how I would describe it. Spicy sad. We go to, right? Right? And then we go, ooh, we take that down a half note. We take it down a half note. Back to the, right? So if we go in succession, 3 notes. 3 notes. 1, this is the first pattern. 1, 2, 3. Technically 1, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? So I'm gonna play them twice each. Here's the other one. And so like those 2 patterns, the beautiful thing about music is there is no set ways. And to be honest, I do not want to be the type of artist who just it's just like, I'm not just trying to be an entertainer. Like, yeah, my goal is to entertain because that's how you get paid the big bucks. But I'm also like, you know, I love the craft and it's just awesome. So one of my favorite composers, his name is Masashi Hamauzu. And he was on the headphones when I was at the gym today. And so, like, here's the thing about music theory. You can do anything. Like, I was just playing these in succession, right? Ascending. From the lowest note, which is a G, to the highest note, which is a D. So if I were to play all those, if I was going to play those 2 patterns in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would sound like this. So, remember. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, the phone. Come on. So immediately, right? You remember that? You remember that? Right? Something. Like, I'm just messing around here. That kind of sounds familiar, but I'm not gonna. That sounds like the Zelda song. Da 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 da. Now I don't like it as much anymore. I don't like it anymore. And so there is something right there, and I can just like expand it. Like if I wanted to do something after that, let's take it just a little bit like. And here's the tricky part. If I'm gonna go back to the G, I have to be really careful because the G, which is that note, that's the ending. That's the that's when I could do anything. If I start with G, and I can go as long as I want. You'll know it's gonna be over when I go back to G. That's just how our ears work. Now that's music theory. And I've definitely heard compositions that sound like they introduce that note, they do a bunch of crazy shit. And this is just the start of the composition. And and then they'll get into it. Now here's the thing. It doesn't sound like it's over. I was trying to get to a place of ending, but to my ears, it just kept on sounding like it wanted to continue. I really was trying to end it. But that sounded more like an ending to me. And what I did is I went one whole note below the G to the F. To the F! Because it doesn't sound like it's over if I go straight from the A to the... Although, there it did. But when I was doing... Let's see if it sounds like it's over now. That's the other crazy thing about music theory too. It's like, it's a feeling. Music is a feeling. And so sometimes it'll feel like it's over and sometimes it won't feel like it's over. And it'll be the same shit. It'll be the same shit, but if you just feel a different way at that moment that you're listening to it, it'll sound like it's over. That's the fucking crazy shit that they don't teach you. Well, at least I wasn't taught this. No one taught me this. Like when I was learning music theory, it's just like, here are the patterns, here are the rules. But no one explained to me that it's a feeling more than anything. Music is a beautiful thing when you think about it, like you're capturing feeling. You're trying to capture a feeling. What is it about these patterns, these notes, when played in succession that do that? I'm going to go check back on my broth. So I was just going to like cut the chicken. I figured why not show it? Because this is amazing content. So again, I mentioned earlier about how I'm so paranoid with chicken. Thank you, Mom. And so it looks well cooked, I think. You know, I don't know. There's not a lot of blood coming out, which I think is a good sign. Because, you know, I'm a world-renowned chef, 5-star Michelin. Been doing this since I was in the womb. I do know a little something about cooking, and I know that you don't really want to cook meat, whatever it is, too much, because you can kill the flavors, the juices, you can kill all that, and that shit is really much. But here's the tricky part, though, like, you don't also want to get food poisoning. Like, if you don't cook it enough, or if you don't cook it correctly, it'll fuck up. So, you know, just like with music, cooking is an art. And I'm a firm believer, again, I'm an idiot, so I probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm a firm believer that if you're an artistic person, if you're a creative person, then you're gonna find the creative. You're gonna be creative in anything you do, and literally anything you do. You're gonna find the creativity behind it. And can I be real? Being creative is not the same as like a basketball player. Like being athletic, being good at sports is not the same as being like good at music. It's not. It's different because I think to be good at music, you have to be really smart. I think you have to be really fucking smart because you have to be creative. And I think all the best basketball players, or just in sports in general, all the best athletes in their field, I think you got to be really smart because you have to be creative. And I think I mean, if you agree with me, hit me up, because like for a long time, we've just been so in the dark about what creativity is as a country. I can't speak about other countries. I'm from America, born in America, you know, but sorry, I am kind of captivated with this bone. I think I'm gonna throw it back in the broth. I'm gonna let this stuff breathe for a second. Let me turn on the light so I can look at this. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just getting the gunk out. So I talked a lot about imposter syndrome. I didn't know that was gonna be such a big thing on my mind. Maybe it's because I secretly feel like an imposter. Plot twist. Which is why I repeat to myself all the time, I'm amazing, I'm great, I am awesome, because you gotta fight these things. Also, going to the gym helps. I don't know why I'm shadowboxing. And I don't know why I mentioned the gym, considering I have this little Buddha belly. Ugh, that was so gross. I am planning on losing this, by the way. Just so you know. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up with my broth, my chicken soup. I added some noodles. You already know how it's gonna turn out fabulous. I'm gonna end the recording right here. I know you really want to continue and you really want to say, don't worry. I appreciate you if you're watching this. Thank you. But I still have work to do, because music ain't paying the bills. But you know, listen, I'm in the entertainment business. I think I'm capable. I think a lot of good things. I think I'm good for people, I think. So this is gonna be something that like, I'm not gonna put no boundaries or pressure on myself, no extra pressure, but I think this is something that I really enjoy doing. I really enjoy doing this. Believe me, because I don't believe myself. I'm gonna finish up with the soup. I may go back to making some music. I'll probably just chill, because I have work later. So I'm still a civilian. Not quite, haven't crossed that boundary, that threshold yet, to be a whatever you want to call it. But stay tuned, I suppose. I still have a lot of things to do, but I'm taking it slow, day by day, trying to be better, trying to work towards something, and we'll see. I guess we'll just see how it goes. All right. Peace.